What's up, guys? It's Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we're going to be breaking down a great move that all wide receivers should learn how to do, that they need to know how to do to be able to create separation. So I hope this video helps you guys out, but also, fellas, if you're a wide receiver and you want to know over 100 plus wide receiver route running drills, press release drills that you guys can do to improve your skills, check out that very first link in the description below for our 28-day on-field wide receiver workout plan. It's a 4-week daily schedule, over 100 plus drills with sets, reps, and a video example of each one. So check out that very first link below if interested, fellas. Let's get started with this video. So this move that we're going to be talking about at the top of the route is going to help you guys run an inside breaking route against inside leverage. So we see here in this example, pre-snap, what do we got? We got off-man coverage. DB's sitting at about 7 to 8 yards off. His eyes are on us, and he's inside leverage. So that's inside shade off-man. What do I need to do if I am running a post route? And that is what we're going to be talking about. So it's maybe not necessarily a move, but it's more so like the stem building up to the move, and that is attacking the DB's outside shoulder. So let's play this thing full speed. So this wide receiver, this is Brandon Inniss out of Broward County, Florida. He does a great job of showcasing what we want to do against this look. So let's think about it from a pre-snap perspective. I come up to the line, I see a DB who's lined up inside shade and he's off man. So there's two things that he's trying to prevent here. He's trying to prevent the inside route. He's trying to prevent the post, the dig, because he does not have any help to the inside. He is trying to force you outside to that sideline because the sideline is his extra defender. So he's trying to take away anything inside and also anything deep, because he is an off-man coverage. So as a wide receiver, you got to understand that it is more than just attacking his leverage. So many wide receivers, so many wide receiver coaches even will teach guys to say, okay, when he's inside shade, you got to stem him inside and go attack his midline, try to step on his toes. But when you attack a DB's leverage, what is he supposed to do? He's supposed to keep his leverage. His sole responsibility in this coverage is to take away the inside. So what Inniss does such a great job of is he doesn't do that. He angles his stem right at the outside shoulder of this DB. When you guys can go at the outside shoulder of this DB, there is a certain point in time where he has to think it's what? He has to think it's a fade. As a DB, his job is so difficult because he's playing backwards, and the entire time he's dropping back, he's backpedaling, he's thinking, is it a fade? Is it a fade? Is he going to sit down? And if I don't give him any indicators on my movement, he will not be able to react. Because when it's off-man coverage, where are his eyes? His eyes are looking at the hips of the wide receiver. So when we come off this break and I keep a good pad level like so, I'm pumping my arms, I'm running full stride, I'm actually running hard, everything about that looks like a fade. And that is what will get this DB to open up his hips. And when I can get him to open up that gate and slip underneath, that is a lot of separation. And I have space for the QB to throw me open. So like I said before, we don't want to attack his leverage, because if I attack his leverage, his sole purpose is to keep it and prevent the inside route. So he will keep his leverage. You stem him to the inside like so, he's just going to weave, as they call it, and then you'll break off the post right in front of him. And even if you do get separation, guess what? When you stem to the inside like this and you try to break off, you're going to be cutting down the spacing on the play. Let's say you're running this post route, but let's say opposite side of the field is running a dig. But let's say you angle your stem and that DB keeps his leverage and you have to break it off underneath. You're going to run into the dig route. Spacing matters, fellas. That is also why it's another reason to attack that outside shoulder. DB won't give up the inside release, but he also is just going to force you all the way to the inside, and the spacing of the play will be wrong. Keep that spacing and know how to sell vertical to attack his shoulder. So let's play this thing again full speed one more time. Great job by Inniss pushing to the outside, breaking this thing off suddenly, and winning on that route. So now I want to equate this because I think everybody has an easier time understanding this type of movement when it's a shorter route, right? So this is going to be a slant route here from Calvin Ridley versus inside shade press. So I want you guys to see how it is kind of the exact same thing as that post route versus inside shade. So inside shade press, DB's lined up here. What is he trying to do? Trying to take away the inside, but now he's pressed. So he's probably not trying to stop the deep route. He is trying to stop the slant. So in the last coverage, he's off 7 to 8. He's trying to prevent the dig, trying to prevent the post. This specific look, this DB's trying to prevent the slant, the 5-yard under, whatever it is, anything short. That's why he's up in press. So as a wide receiver, what would you do in this case? I'm going to play at full speed. Really does a great job of doing something we call a diamond release. Now, a diamond release, everybody can agree with, right? That's something that, like, everybody, when I talk about that, not everybody, because I know most of you guys on YouTube are actually, you guys actually listen to a lot of the content and you guys do it. It's mostly the people outside looking in and aren't familiar with the brand, aren't familiar with what we teach. They'll get upset when we talk about the post route. Inside shade, oh, you got to stem him. You got to step on his toes. You got to attack his leverage. But nobody ever argues with the slant example. Because the slant example has been proven time and time again. You attack the outside shoulder for 3 hard steps, selling like you're running that 9, selling like you're running a vertical to get the DB's hips to flip. It is the same concept when you have that post route, that dig route, and that DB is off. It's just a longer version of it. It's just a longer stem. So this wide receiver, Calvin Ridley, comes off, goes to the outside. You see, he's running full stride, running full speed. You see how his pad level doesn't give away any indicators. The key way to get separation on any of these, when you have this post route against inside shade, you have the slant route against inside shade, you have to be a salesman. And selling a vertical, selling a fade comes down from 3 things. You got speed, you got long strides, and you got body language. Now, that's just not necessarily meaning your eyes. That means that your eyes are to the outside, your hips are to the outside, your shoulders are to the outside. That is where the DB's looking. He's trying to read your body language, and he is trying to read your speed. And if you could take away, then if you could sell with those 3 things, he has to honor it, fellas. If you make it look like a fade so much, he eventually will have to turn his hips and run with you. Let's play this thing again, full speed, then we'll look at one more example here from Dez Bryant and talk about how he's able to not give any indicators on the route and get separation with that post versus inside shade. So again, same idea, right? We get that DB to flip his hips. You guys have to be comfortable doing this, fellas. It is more than just a stem. It is more than just attacking his leverage. You have to know this based on the concept. So same idea. If I'm a DB and I see a wide receiver running up to me, and this is what people like to do on this because they're not comfortable in that like hard cut, if you will. Like let's say you're running a post and Dez is breaking 1, 2, he's breaking off the 3rd outside step. So when you got to break off the 3rd outside step on a post, a lot of guys, what they'll do, and that's like your 5th step total, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5th step total. So when you break off your 5th step total, what a lot of guys will do is they'll start to slow down on the 4th step. They'll run up, they'll start to attack the guy real good off the ball, and then these strides start getting shortened. They start taking choppy steps because they're not comfortable being able to break off of 1 foot and slip underneath this DB. Now, again, that's a much easier said thing than done. Run as hard as you can and break off of 1 foot. A post route's a little bit easier, right? But sometimes you have to do this kind of thing on an out route. Sometimes you have to do this thing on like a comeback where you have to run and drop your hips and get out in 3 steps. And it comes down to improving that leg strength, ankle stability, knee stability. Those are the things that you need to work on as a wide receiver. I think there was a video that came out a little while ago with Devontae Adams, and he was talking about how, like you see a lot of these guys posting these BS drills, on social media, and I agree with him. I 100% agree. I think there's a lot of people, a lot of fakes out there. But again, I think he clarified this. He made another tweet about it, but a lot of people took that as, you just go out there and run routes and you just run full speed and that's how you get better. You got to work on some things before you're able to do that efficiently, like your leg strength. You need to be able to get in the gym, like your knee stability, ankle stability, doing a lot of one-legged exercises, a lot of hopping exercises. That is how you guys can cut on a dime, going off of 1 step and being able to run full speed. You know what to do by selling the route. But now let's work on the things that will get me out of the break efficiently. I think a lot of wide receivers have a great combination of the first thing. They know how to do all the drills. They have the cuts. They have the stuff. But then they come out to the field, and then they don't know when to use it. I've seen it happen time and time again. And then you'll have guys who are the opposite. They know exactly what to do, but maybe they haven't put in time and enough energy into lifting, into doing explosive movements, into working on cutting drills that are realistic drills. And then they won't be able to showcase this in a game because they'll be able to sell it, but when they go to make that break, they're not confident in the cut. They start to slow down. They start to chop their feet because it's easier to cut when you're not running full speed. And then that just gives the DB time to react. Fellas, at the end of the day, it comes down to the 3 phases of the route. You got to be able to sell the route. You got to run hard. You got to run the stride. You got to keep good pad level. And then you have to cut on a dime. That's the second phase. And then that cut has to create enough explosion to where you accelerate and don't give the DB time to recover. And if we could do those things, we will get separation on just about every single route. Let's play this thing again, full speed one more time. Great job by Dez attacking outside shoulder on that inside breaking route against inside leverage coverage. All right, fellas, I really want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you guys have any questions at all, don't hesitate to leave those in the comment section below. Always appreciate the feedback. Always great to hear from you guys as usual. And again, fellas, if you would like a 4-week daily wide receiver on-field workout schedule, check out that very first link in the description below. I'll see you guys next time.